Hi, Pile One. Welcome to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. You chose to hear the message that Jeanne d'Arc has for you, and I will very soon get to your tarot cards and the oracle cards you can see laying here on the table. But I will first get into the reason why you chose Jeanne d'Arc. And what is coming through, it is because you have strong similarities to her and to the path that she chose to have in her lifetime. Because I'm getting the duality of your character, how you are both strong and vulnerable, how you are very determined in this lifetime to reach your goals, to go where you want to go, to be who you want to be. But at the same time, it's almost like the obstacles meeting you is on the same level as your determination. So basically, it has not been easy being you. It has not been easy for you to navigate being yourself, your true self, who you really are, and sharing that space with others. Because just as Jeanne d'Arc met a lot of, to say the least, harsh critique towards who she was, towards the message that she carried, you have also met a lot of harsh critique just being who you simply are. And I just want to apologize, like, where I live right now, there's a lot of wind going on and it comes through the ventilation. So that might be what you hear, and it has been going on for like 2 days, maybe even 3 days. So I just want to apologize and explain what the background noise is. But going back to the similarities between you and Jeanne d'Arc, that why it has been difficult for you to actually cope with the obstacles that mostly come from other people not allowing you to be, like, in different ways. They've used different techniques to like almost hold you back, push you back, putting you into a box. It is because you would never do that to them. Just like Jeanne d'Arc really she didn't expect anyone to be the same way as she was. She didn't expect anyone to actually, like not copy her, but like walk in her footsteps. She stood on her both legs, very individualistic and very strong, and she never expected the same from anyone. And still, oh my God, the oppression that she had to face, I'm getting that it has been like the same struggle for you when it comes to, because it has to be like mind-blowing for you. Like, I don't expect anyone else to be like me. I don't put that demands on them, and still I have like this long list being handed to me on how to act, how to behave, how to be. And for you, it is actually very simple to be who you are. And still you find yourself almost constantly in situations where you're like, what you meet is like, no, not like that. Don't say that. Don't be like that. No, look at the other ones. Be like them. And I think that the reason why this message is coming through for you right now is either the critique has just like gathered itself into a big pile in front of you, or that you are ready more than ever to just break free from that pattern that you've been facing in your outside world. Okay, so that was a long intro to get to your oracle cards. So, but I still felt like, it was so heartfelt, the message that came through for you. Okay, I will start with these cards. These are actually tarot cards, but I've only picked out the major arcana in this deck. So let's see what the major arcana card is for you. Okay, so I'll start with this one before I get to the other ones. And you actually have the star, and it says, have faith, the future is bright. Dreams come true, positive changes that bring an end to challenging times, the light at the end of the tunnel. So you might have gone through like a tower moment of just anger, misunderstandings, conflicts, people trying to tear you down, people trying to like, even when you try to build yourself up after the tower moment, it's almost like you can hear other people's voices on how to do that. Like you're not supposed or allowed to find your way back, your own way back. It's almost like you've been handed a recipe and been demanded to follow that recipe. Like no creativity when it comes to that recipe. You just have to follow it blindly. And this star god is really showing up for you to be like, oh, like the universe just loves who you are. You are perfect the way you are. And in this next phase, you're actually gonna be reassured when you step into your true self. And I honestly think that it won't be like easy peasy for you, just as you know when Jeanne d'Arc started to hear the messages that she was supposed to bring for the sake of peace. Like her life only got more difficult after that on the outside, but on the inside she was more than ever attuned to her true calling, to her true self, and she played that out perfectly. She was so attuned with her intuition, with like what I suppose I could say like her third eye, her sixth chakra, because the messages that came through for her was the exact formula to create peace. And I'm seeing for you, pile one, that it might actually be, you know, with the star card, it is also a card that talks about like the direction of life that you're supposed to have that is aligned with your purpose. Because shortly after the star card, you get the sun card that is like just shining the way for you. But you can't get to the sun card without the star card. And the star card comes directly after the tower card. So it really talks about, to be honest, I don't think that your outer world will maybe become easier, or maybe will become easier. However, like the main things inside of it won't change drastically. But what will change is how attuned and how aligned you are with who you truly, truly, truly are, with the messages that comes to you, with the dreams that you have, like both when you sleep, but also like what you dream for yourself and for this world. It will become crystal clear. And just the way like this angel is pouring out water, and it just keeps coming, like what is the source of this water? Like it has no source, and still it is never ending. That is how your inspiration will be to create the life for you. But I also see like it's bigger than just the life for you, even though that is huge. It is some sort of ripple effect that you want to have on this planet. And oh, okay, that is the card for you. I will just get out the other oracle cards. You know what? I think actually like you are super ready to do this. You're super ready to step into this. It's just that what you require is actually some sort of shift for it to be easier for you to navigate yourself. And what will be easier is not necessarily your outside world, but actually how aligned you will be. When that happens, when you experience that, it will almost be for you like you don't care how your outside world is. You don't care how much people will critique you or question you, or even like with Jeanne d'Arc, you know, the things they called her. Like she would end up being burned as a witch because of the messages she had. And she is in a way a very extreme example of what might happen if you are your true self. And to be honest, like, I don't see it being that extreme for you. I just see that your outside world, when it comes to the hurdles, won't change per se. What will change is that you will start to experience it being easier being who you are and moving in the direction because that you want. Because what I'm seeing is that the direction that you want is very different from the direction you've had or were taught to have. And when you choose that direction, that will be like scary for the people around you, be very different. They will be like, oh my God, like, you believe you're an alien in a human form? Like, what, you're gonna move to Nevada and wait for the aliens to come because you think they're your family? Like, where you want to go might not necessarily be Nevada. Like, that was just an example. But it will scare the people around you. However, you won't let that affect you, even though you will meet it kindly and lovingly. It won't affect the direction you will take because you've already tried that, right? You've come to a point with the star card where you're like, I'm not gonna do what doesn't work for me anymore. Like, I might experiment, I might try new things, but I won't go back to doing what I've already done that has only like dimmed myself down, that has only made it foggy being who I am. Those things, I will never go back to doing those things. So even though like you might face a lot of confusion around you, you won't be confused. So let's look at your oracle cards. You have, yes, I love this for you, One Enchanted Evening, number 29, and it says the perfect night. Look, of all of the oracle decks that I use, this might be like the only one where I never go after what the words say. I bought this deck because of this symbol, these symbols in the middle, and a little bit for the moon shapes also. But yeah, so if the words tell you something specific, that's great. That will make this general reading more of a personal reading for you. However, I will only focus on this shape right here and what it tells me, because what it tells me is, first of all, you got another star in the center of the symbol, meaning that you are more than ever stepping into the role that you were supposed to have, the purpose of your soul. You know, the star card, it carries another another energy surrounding your purpose than the sun card has. The sun card is much more like the purpose you have towards your outside world, when the star card is you aligning with the universe, you aligning all the way back to source. But what it will be with this specific star showing up, look how you will emanate it out, and like more than the four directions of this world, it's almost like you're going to the underworld also, like you're going west, east, north, south, and you're going to the underworld. So this might be like you aligning with the chakras surrounding with this planet, with earth, with Mother Gaia, and like bringing through a big transformation, a big shift. You might actually be working very directly and specific with specific places, specific portals, specific energetic fields on this planet that you connect to. Know that that is working. Okay. And I also see, like, with this moon shape, you have just started. It's just like you've had people standing in your way, and I just see that like being like nothing for you going on, moving forward, I mean. And the next card you have is action. Look at it, like you just started. Like, however big the steps have been, however big the results have been so far, that is just like a taste of what is about to come for you. Let me get out some of your like Lenormand cards and just see what else I can see for you. So the first card you have is the Sun. Look, this is no coincidence that I was talking about how the Star card is aligning you with your purpose in a different way than the Sun card is, and then this showed up showing how you are in the center as the star, but you are emanating your alignment out into the world, out into the physical world. And the Sun card showing up here is really telling like this is a big thing happening for you, and it will have a big impact on you being able to transform parts of your outside world. This might actually be, you know, with this not being just the 4 directions, but also like showing a 5th, this might actually be like you working with the collective energies in a huge way that will have a big impact. And this card, let me show you. It also says success, happiness, warmth. You know, with warmth, I'm seeing like how your energy is so all encompassing. That's what I want to say. That's the word I want to use, to almost like embrace all of the planet. And you know, like all of us are very aware of big levels of suffering that is happening in specific parts of the world. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're actually working directly with that part of the world, supporting the love energies that is existing in that part of the world. And even though it might be so hard to actually see it when you look at the images being broadcasted to us, but for you, Pile 1, I see how you are able to navigate yourself in those energies, finding the love frequencies, the peace frequencies, and aligning yourself with that and working with that. So going back to the Sun card, I see that the warmth, that is speaking of the all-encompassing energies that you have to like, yeah, embrace the whole planet. The next Lenormand card you have is the Tree. It says wisdom, spirituality, growth, and you have the Moth. You know, the Moth coming up with like fire and warmth and the sun. It is both telling me that you have such a huge ability to find what you should be doing, to find where to focus your energy, to find what you should be working with on an energetic level in your spirituality. But also that what is to come for you is actually that when you start aligning more and more with you, just ignoring the obstacles that people put in front of you, that will also make the ones that are for you come to you like a moth to a flame. So keep doing what you're doing. If you feel lonely, know that if you just like unapologetically continue to be yourself, the ones that are like you will navigate in the darkness as a moth to a flame and find the light that is inside of you. And you also have the stars. Again, this is the 3rd time a star shows up for you, and it says hope, optimism, inspiration. You know, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that is your goal, that you're focusing on, longing for, wishing for, that thing will be like this umbrella for this planet, for humanity, for you, even for you, yeah, yes, for you. It will be like this shield, this protective, like a protective bubble that you will like welcome others to join you in and there they will be sheltered. And all of this stems from you being who you truly are. You just, the same way as Jeanne d'Arc was just like marching in towards like the most difficult of situations, and she was always on the front line. She never let her soldiers fight a war without her being in the front line. So I'm seeing you being a type of like pioneer, being in the front line, and that is not easy. The one who is always on the front line is the one who cuts off all the grass that is high, all of the branches that is in the way. You are the one being sweaty, doing all of the hard work, but you're doing that for others to be able to have it easier than you. And I'm seeing that for you, Palwan. You're like, yes, I'm ready, let's do this. I just need, like, I'm just waiting for something to click. And that click that you're waiting for, that is you being like totally aligned, as the star card is aligned with the rest of the universe. The star card has found her place and her space in space. Let me just see, because I want to take out tarot cards for you. Let me just see if I can fit them so that you can see them clearly. Okay, I will just take them out and then I will organize it for you to be able to see all of your cards. To be honest, I have no idea how I will do that, but let's experiment. Well, I'm just sensing like how important this message is, like for you, for this planet at this time. Like I really think even if you're not aware of this, like there is something you're doing that is having a big impact on this planet right now. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Swords. Like you are so ready to plan for the future. You're so ready to take the space that is yours, the place that is yours. You're ready for the fight. Like if anyone is Jeanne d'Arc, this is it in the tarot deck. Maybe the Page of Swords also. Actually, maybe more the Page of Swords. But I'm seeing you being like not scared to show who you are anymore with the peacock. You know how the peacock shows off herself. That is you like stepping into yourself, being proud of who you are, knowing how valuable it is, what it is that you have to offer humanity and this planet. And this is like the future version of yourself, being crowned, having a sword, ready for whatever is coming your way, and being very proud of who you are. Okay, so you know what? I think I will actually put these ones here. And that one there, because I want the 3 stars to be next to each other. Okay, so the first tarot card you have is the Knight of Cups. This is again speaking of the ability you have to find love frequencies in chaos, in almost like war situations. You have a great ability to, like, I'm not talking about spiritually bypassing misery and war and conflicts. You can see that. You can acknowledge that. You can see that that is part of reality. That is part of the duality of our reality. However, you can also find what you truly believe in when it comes to love and peace and harmony. And you can align yourself with those frequencies in the middle of chaos and war. You also have the 10 of Wands. You have the Ace of Wands. You have the 9 of Pentacles. Are some of you like actually preparing like for a big big break, big breakthrough, big move, big like connection, cord cutting. I see some of you, with like these three: Ten of Wands, Ace of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, or some of you even like astral projecting yourself to difficult areas on this planet to just like ground your spirit into that area. Some of you are doing this by just pure meditation. But like the Nine of Pentacles, how she has this messenger eagle. You're like sending out pure frequency messaging to this planet. And the only thing that can stop you from working in this manner, in this like high frequency purpose messenger type of way, it is only if your focus switches to what used to stop you from being who you truly are. And what I saw in the beginning, that was like the oppression, how people can stand in your way, their opinions, their like, it can be very tough, like how people can stand in your way. And that is the only thing that can stop you, truly. Like, if you just get aligned with who you truly are, you're so needed. The frequencies you carry can really shift the energies on this planet. And the last tarot card you have is the Four of Swords. Yeah, like I was picking up on you, like astral projecting yourself, meditating very clearly and very specifically on what is going on this planet. And I guess like the last message I would like you to know is, just as, Jeanne d'Arc actually got the best possible results with her mission, even though it had like the most tragic outcome for her, it actually brought peace to this planet. And I'm seeing you having a much better personal outcome, like with the Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, Four of Swords. You will have a much easier and better personal outcome than the wonderful Jeanne d'Arc had. But I'm seeing that the result, like if you would get into this, the result will be just as tangible as she experienced. You are very needed. You're very important. And you are getting there. That is what I'm seeing. Like once you step over this first phase, you won't even see the obstacles the same way as before. Okay, pile one, you chose Jeanne d'Arc. This was the message that wanted to come through for you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Hi, pile two. Welcome to your reading. I am so glad to have you here. You chose Thoth as the master to give you a message. And listen, I'm gonna level with you right away. I was so hesitant when I understood that Thoth was one of the masters who wanted to be involved in these readings, because I immediately felt like this is a being that is playing in his own field. Like there's no one else there. He's the only player. Like he's on a different level. I have no idea how I will be able to channel the message and his energies, because I'm already sensing like strange things coming through that will be difficult for me to interpret. But I will do my best. That's all I want to say. I don't know that much about Thoth, so please, like if you are a Thoth expert, don't come for me. I only read energies, and sometimes they might not be factual. But if you are a Thoth expert, like please share your knowledge, share your wisdom in the comment section. I would love to read that. And with that being said, the first thing that comes through, I do know that it is said that he wrote the Emerald Tablet, right? I think that is factual. So there are two things coming through when it comes to the Emerald Tablet. I've personally never read it. I don't know what it is about, but I think it is something very specific why you chose this pile and this master specifically. You are being encouraged to actually read it because there are two reasons that is coming through. The first reason is that you will be activated in some sort of way that has to do with your inner knowledge, your self-knowledge, your inner knowing about something very specific about your true self. That was the first message, that, yeah, you will be activated. The second thing that is coming through, and this is very like fuzzy, so I want to be careful how I phrase this. The first thing is you getting to know something specific about yourself, inner knowing about yourself. The other thing is actually you being activated when it comes to like your life's purpose, the direction you're supposed to take in life. And I'm seeing that for many of you, like that will be a completely, like your life will shift completely if you would go in that direction. And I'm seeing you being pushed in that direction. So that tells me that this will be inevitable. However, if you want to speed up that process, there is something in the Emerald Tablet for you. So this might be like one person getting two activations. It might be two groups in this pause being activated in different ways. Or if the Emerald Tablet really doesn't resonate with you, then just stick around and we'll see if another message that comes through for you from Thoth that is more specific towards you. So these cards, this is an oracle deck. However, oh, okay, it's that one and that one. Okay, I've only picked out the major arcana in this deck so that we will like be as specific as possible. Oh my god, how many cards do they? Oh, they want a lot. No, but I won't be able to fit them. Okay, sorry, like I have no idea how I will fit all of them, but you know, I have to stop. Like he's telling me to just take out more and more. Let's see. I will put it here on the side. I will start with these 5 major arcana. Like, you know what? That 5 major arcana cards wants to come through for you. It is really speaking about something major, like information that is major, either about like you, your true self, or something that you're supposed to like physically do in a tangible way do. So the first card you have is Awakening, and it says a temporary pause for reflection and insight, an awakening where you see things in a whole new light. Embrace your own uniqueness, charitable actions. I will wait to interpret until I have all of the cards. You also have Wise Counselor. This is also the Hierophant. And it says unity with a spiritually minded community. Ask the divine for help and trust the answers will come. Compare traditional methods with new ideas to see which is best for you. Okay, the third one is the Lovers. Embrace true love and deep intimate friendships. Make choices from the heart, vibrant health, or recovery from an illness. This is actually talking about like an obstacle standing in your way to start with what it is these 2 cards are talking about. So the 4th major arcana card you have is Justice. Be impartial and objective. Stand up for what you believe. Try to see all sides of a situation. You will win if your position is one of integrity. You know, on the other side of this obstacle, there is like a true and a big purpose of why you're supposed to get rid of this obstacle that will really like not only make sense for you, but also put you on a path that you will feel like this is 100% for me. Like no one else can be on this path. You know what I was seeing with Thoth? That he was the only one playing in a field. Like that is actually what I'm seeing for you too, pile 2. That there is a path, there is a space, there is a place that is meant for only you to take. That is interesting. And you also have the moon. Listen to your intuition and pay attention to signs from the divine. Unnecessary worry, let go of your fears, revelations that will make everything clear. For those of you that have like a physical illness of some way, and that is the thing that stands in your way of like expanding, I just see like it being almost in a magical way removed, but it might also be like magical in the sense that you will get the exact right treatment, correct treatment for you to be able to start expanding. Because with the awakening and wise counselor, I'm really seeing you being very, needed is not even the right word. It is like so of course in a sense that there is a space, there is a place, there is a role for you to take, to have, to embrace, that you've already like since your childhood in a way, you've already been in that role. It's just that, there is a big shift happening with this card being in the middle. This is talking about the way you've been dealing with your space and your place. It's not that you haven't understood it. You have. You know exactly who you are. You know exactly what you're here to do. Like, I'm not even gonna get into that because you already know. However, there is a sense of like directing that or dealing with that in a way that is not suitable for you. You might have thought that if I do it this way, I will get where I want. But I see that it has almost like you how can I say that? Like you're dealing with the right thing, but with the wrong energies. Does that make sense? Because what I see is that when you overcome this obstacle that you have, for some, like I said, this might be a physical healing of some sort. For others, this might actually be just like a relationship or other people. Either like you switch the roles they already have in your life, or they will completely move out of your life. But of course, like the obstacle can be anything. But I'm also seeing a third very specific thing, and that is like a belief system you have inside of you. With this angel being in the middle of these two hands. This belief system is actually self-sabotaging for you right now. But I'm seeing that you're holding tight to that belief system because you think that it will like secure this role for you. But it's actually not. It's just stopping you. When you let go of that belief system, that is when it will be much easier for you to get on this path that is just 100% right for you, and maybe even only for you. Like that is how specific and how unique that road is. Okay. Oh my God, I have no idea how I will fit all of these cards, but I will make sure to show you them like really good. So in case that they like block another card or get blocked themselves, you'll still at least have seen them. Okay. The next oracle card you have is Breaking Bad Habits, number 7, self-acceptance and excellent mental health. Health is coming up again. So you have vibrant health there, mental health here. So if I'm supposed to take this specifically, this might be like a mental health issue for you that is standing in your way of expanding, of getting on like the exact right track where you're supposed to be, where you're capable of being also. Yeah, so that is like a fourth group in this reading when it comes to obstacles. But here's the thing. I can see that you're already halfway on releasing this blockage, whichever blockage it is. You're already halfway of breaking this blockage. And look, good for you. Like, I see how strong you are, because what this symbol is showing me is that you're experimenting, you're trying different things, you are aware of this being a blockage for you. You're just not quite sure exactly which way to take or what technique to use or something like that, of how to clear that blockage, because you want it gone forever. You don't want to keep going back to this blockage over and over again, even if that is what is required of you, at least like in the initial phase of the healing of this blockage. Of course, like, you have to come back to this blockage many times in different ways, because you have to heal different aspects of this blockage. But please know, like, when you do that, you will be like this sun in the middle that just like emanates out all of the rays. Like, this clearing of this blockage will have an impact on all of your life. So let's put it here. Maybe it's more important for you to actually see the Hanged Man than to see the text beneath him, because the text is so small. Okay. I'll take out another oracle card for you. You know, the emerald tablet might actually have to do with this clearing of this blockage. What I was picking up on at the beginning of your reading, that something might be activated inside of you, either towards like deeper inner knowing of who you are, or activation towards like this place or space that is really just for you, waiting for you. It is almost like preserved, rented, like it has like a sign like for pile 2 and only pile 2. So maybe it is a good thing to look into the emerald tablet and ask for guidance, so that you, because I don't know how big it is, like if it is 1,000 pages, like maybe you don't have to go through all of them. Maybe you can be guided towards the exact phrase or passage in it that is for you. Okay, so you have delight. You know, a sign that might come for you is actually dead birds. That might be like a sign when you see dead birds on the ground, or they fall. Like, this was so strange that like the other week I was walking, and right in front of me a dead bird just fell just by my feet. And that is the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this. So this might actually be very specific for you, pile 2, that when you start to see like dead birds, even like remains of a dead bird, that is speaking of this great shift that is about to happen for you, where you will be guided towards this space that is only for you. Okay, so let's take out your Lenormand cards. I want one more. Okay, let's shuffle. Because look, I'm gonna level with you. When I read the energies of this group, I really see you as being very unique, very special, even like eccentric, very out of the norm. You're not abiding like to one law, to one culture, one way of thinking, but you are still very much you. But who you are is very, when I say broad, I don't mean that you're like very general in your way. I don't think you are. But when I say broad, I'm speaking of like experiences that you have in your soul. When I say broad, I mean the abilities you have to understand things, to take things in. That's why I think that there is a very specific space for you that is reserved for you, that you will start to like move towards. Okay, let's get your Lenormand cards. You have the Lady, Feminine, Female, Figure, Querent. I don't know. Nothing is coming. Let's see the other ones. You have the Snake, Desire, Ambition, Deception. Okay. Because of the uniqueness of your character and your soul, you might actually be tempted to not step into this role, to not step into the outside world, to not step into like, because this place, this space, it is very like, it is a place within humanity. It is a place on this planet. And I sense that with the Lady card, that you might actually be more comfortable being within your own space. Because you are so broad, you can actually create a lot of things being in your own space. And maybe that is the belief that you have to dismantle a little bit. I'm not talking about all of it, if this is the thing, okay? Because to take this space, this place and space that the Justice card is talking about, this will actually require of you to like get out of this treehouse and step into like humanity as a whole, because that is where your space is and your place is. And that might actually be uncomfortable for you. You might like the place that you've built for you. It's almost like a bubble that is being shown to me. So that might be one of the blockages for this group. And you also have the Wolf, loyalty, support, friendship. So it might be that you feel very secure and safe in your bubble, what you've built up for you. And if this is a part of like a mental health struggle, this can actually be very difficult for you to step out of the bubble that you've built up. The shield, the protective shield that you've put up for you, that you want to be safe and secure, and you don't experience it being safe and secure if you move out into humanity and take your space among them. But I see that, you know, another message that came through with this bird card, the Light, it is that you are actually very, very protected and guided from the spiritual realm. So when you start taking these steps out towards your space, you will be guided so that it will be for your highest good, so that it won't be unnecessarily difficult for you, that it will be done for in a way that is for you. Because what I saw with the Justice card, that it is like the right thing for you. And that is why also the road to get there will be for you. Let's get your tarot cards. And I just saw 2022 on the camera, which is speaking about that this is really like a stepping out and sharing space with others. And you will never be like others. I really see that, like, you will always keep yourself. You will always be yourself. Even like with the Lady coming up, you're very individualistic. And that is not what is required of you to change. You know, that is actually what is needed of you. However, there is a blockage when it comes to like your loneliness or your isolation, or the belief system you have around sharing space with other humans. I hope I'm making sense, that I'm able to explain this in a way that is understandable. Okay, I want 2 more cards. This one and that one. Can you see them? Yeah, almost, I think. Maybe if I move these up a little bit, because the ones here are so big, so you will be able to see them still. Okay, now I think you can see all the cards, but maybe not everything in all of the cards. Let's start with the card on the bottom of the deck. You have the Queen of Swords. That's interesting because pile 1 also got the Queen of Swords on the in this position in the deck, on the bottom of the deck. Give me 2 seconds, because right now it's just blank. I'm not getting anything. There's like something very, very, very small coming up, and that is that if you feel drawn to pile 1, there might be a message for you there, but I don't think it's like for all of you. Let's see if anything else comes through. Okay, I don't think it's a coincidence that the Two of Pentacles started to like move out to show itself, and I'm glad it did, because now I get the message for you. Okay, let's just focus, because I start to feel like very scattered. Let me just gather my energy. Sorry. So the thing is for you, pile 2, that I don't think it is easy for you to actually move into everything that the Justice card is talking about, what is right for you. I think you want it, I think you need it, I think you wish for it, and you try to manifest it. But I think that the blockage that you've put up between you and this big space and place for you, it is to keep you safe. But I also see that you've tried like back and forth between this space that you've built up for you and this space that is reserved for you, and you always feel safer in the space that you built. And here's the thing, what is coming through so strongly with the Two of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, you think that you have to like give up the old space to get the new space. And I don't see that being the case for you. Like when I speak of, or when tarot shows me that what is necessary for you is to clear the blockage, it doesn't mean that you have to remove the things that keep you safe. It doesn't mean that you have to remove the things that you actually love, admire, and respect about your own space, about what you've built for yourself to keep you safe. There is a reason why you need to feel safe, and you can take that reason with you into the space that is reserved for you. And I think with that is like the best way for you to clear the blockages, and for you to not go like back and forth between the old and the new. Take the old with you into the new. Okay, like all of the things that makes you feel safe, take it with you. Don't stop doing that. Don't stop. Like if you feel the need to isolate yourself from time to time to keep yourself safe, then do that. That will actually build you up to feel more and more secure in your new space too. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. You have the Five of Pentacles. Do you see how clear this card is, that you don't need to experience the lack of what you've built when you move to your new space? Like your new space doesn't need to be lacking what you built in your old space. It's like this hand is telling you, like, take that with you. It doesn't need to be the Five of Pentacles in the new space, like the mentality of lack, missing the old. It doesn't need to be that way. You can take it with you. And you have the Three of Pentacles. You know, you will be shown this in a very clear way. It is being made for you, and you are being helped right now to like know how to pack up all of the old things, take them with you, and move into the new things. You have the Six of Pentacles also. You know, the reason for this far, it being 100% Pentacles card coming up, it is because I think that you're more comfortable being like in your 7th chakra, your 6th chakra, in the spiritual realms. You might be more comfortable meditating with your spirit guides and being like astral projecting yourself and all of these things that keep you in the 7th chakra and your 6th chakra. And I think you're so comfortable being there, and now you're just being encouraged to move slowly but more and more towards the physical reality, because your space is in the physical reality, this reserved place for you. And you have the Page of Pentacles. You know, you will experience the physical reserved place for you in a way that you're not expecting it to. Even if you've been like going back and forth between these two places, now when things are being aligned for you and working out for you, and you're being protected with the bird and the 3 of Pentacles, protected, guided, they are letting you know where to go and what to do. This time around, you will actually experience it in a new way, in a newfound way, and you will experience it to be more, what's the word? More innocent than you have previously. And the last of your tarot cards is the 10 of Pentacles. You see how your reading starts with the 5 of Pentacles and ends with the 10 of Pentacles, really showing you like, take these 5 Pentacles that you've worked hard for, that you've built up to keep you safe, take them with you. You see how like your spirit guides are working on all of these things you've built up. They're working on them to make them fit into your new reality, into your new space that is reserved with you, for you. And in this jar, these 5 Pentacles are there for you. It is just like time for you to start to put these new found Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles into this jar, and that will be done for you through this new space that is reserved for you. Okay, so this was a profound message, at least in my opinion, and in my experience of these energies. And this was the message that Thoth wanted to bring forth to you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you something. And thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. I am so glad to have you here. You chose Yeshua, or more known as Jesus, as the master that has a message for you. And the first thing that comes through is actually that it has to do with his human life. He's not coming through as the spiritual being he is right now, but there is something very specific about his human life and his human nature that wants to come through to convey this message for you. So I will start with this deck and pull out cards for you. This is a tarot deck, and I've picked out all of the major arcana in this deck, just to like be very certain and very specific about what the message is for you. So let's get one card out. And let's get to it right away. You have the Hermit, and it says, time spent in peaceful meditation and meaningful solitude. Shine your light as an example to others. Seek out or become a spiritual mentor. Self-discovery. Okay, let's get your other cards out too. That one. So let's have a look and take these down a little bit. Yeah, okay. So you have Spirit with the number 19, heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. And this is like a Merkaba. So you have angels coming through in this card, and another angel with the Hermit card. Let's take a look at the other card too. You have relaxation with a full moon. You know, I just have to apologize. Like, there's almost a storm going on where I live, and it's like the winds are so strong that I'm sure you can pick up on them. And like it's almost like coming through the ventilation too. So that is what you might be hearing in the background. I apologize for that, but it has been going on for like 2-3 days already, and I don't think it will get any less. So I might do the readings anyways. So yeah, let's get back to your reading. You know what I'm getting with the Yeshua energies, because this is so strange. Like, the first thing that came through for me was his human experience, but what he's showing me with these two cards, the Hermit and the Spirit card, is actually you as a divine being, much more than your human experience, at least now in the reading. That it is you being, like, there's no other way to put it. I don't know, like, all of the factuals around this, but you have very high frequencies that is almost like angelic frequencies. It is yeah, there's no other way to put it. Like, I'm trying to search for words to make this more like general, you know, if it's not this, then it is this, and for the third, this is it. But that is the only thing coming through. Yeah, like angelic frequencies. And Yeshua is coming through with his human experience to actually talk about the spirit experience with this card that you have, because I think that, yeah, like, you've done a great job being a human being. You've put a lot of effort into that, a lot of focus into that. You've given a lot from yourself being a human and to support the humans around you. But I'm seeing, like, more and more that, because what I'm being shown is how Yeshua was surrounded by his disciples. And when he was surrounded by them, like, he was a human being, right? But he was also the spiritual being. Like, of course, like, his disciples were too, right? But it's difficult not to acknowledge the fact that he was still like unique in his human experience. And are you resisting that? Are you resisting being a unique spiritual being in this human experience? Are you, like, loving the ones that are around you so much that you want to share that experience with them, being human, that you're almost like forgetting how unique you are in your spiritness? Is that the thing? So let's get to your Lenormand cards. Okay, so the first one you have is the House, tradition, stability, safety. So yeah, like, that is what came through, that, oh my God, you've done a great job being a human. You've really given of yourself. You've shared space with other humans in a beautiful way, in a loving way. You've been so understanding. You've been so, like, I just see how people flock to you in the same way the disciples flocked to Jesus, like how they were surrounding him. I see how much people need you. And I think that your human experience is very needed. You are needed in this human experience. But I'm also getting like the uniqueness of your spirit is like this moon coming up. And this is a special type of full moon when it shows up as being red, like blood red. That I don't think that it is that you don't know it. I think that this reading is speaking about the next phase of your life and what you are stepping into, what will be reaffirmed and reassured for you about how unique and special and huge that you are in the spiritual realm. Because a clue for this is actually the way or the level that you are needed as a human is actually speaking a lot about how unique you are on a spiritual level. That even if the ones around you need you as a human, that is actually a great reflection of who you are as a spirit. And you know, this heavenly assistance from angels and guides, this is what you are offering as a human being to others. This is the angelic frequencies that I was picking up on with you. So you might be working with angels, you might be very connected to angels. I have no idea if angels can reincarnate. That is what I was talking about before. Like, I don't know like the factual details about this, but if that is possible, then I'm sure that some of you who has picked this pile actually is as close to an angel being reincarnated, or is an angel in human form. Yeah. Okay, the next card you have is the Bear. Power, leadership, strength. Okay. The next card you have is the Ship, and it says travel, adventure, journey. So this is really talking about the new phase that you're stepping into in your life with yourself. But there's something with the Bear, I'm not quite picking up on it. There's something very, very interesting and very specific with this card. Is it okay if I just take a couple of seconds in silence to pick up on it? You know, it is talking about the next phase of your life. And that is why it is so close to the travel, adventure, journey card of yours. And the Bear coming up is really talking about how you will maximize your human experience by letting out your uniqueness, you know what, I'm gonna stop calling it unique and actually start calling it what I am seeing, but I'm a little bit hesitant to call it because I don't know how it works. But this is what I see. The angelic part of you, the more, like, you will come into a phase where that will be like the Bear that is actually being shown to the world. It will almost be a shift where people, if they haven't figured that out yet, they will. That, okay, so pile 3 looks like a human, but I'm starting to realize that they're much more than that. There's something more, and they will like have difficulty putting words on it, just as I had, right? But the word they will be looking for is the word that I was looking for, and that is angelic. And the thing is that you are stepping into this role. This is the next phase of your life. And with the relaxation card, you know, this will be a completion. It will be you being fulfilled, you being complete, but also you stepping into it as just your true self in a very, very natural way. It will almost be, effortless for you. However, your angelic identity will become more and more part of your physical reality. And I just saw 1222, meaning that this will really, really benefit the relationships you have and others, and more than that, like on a humanity level. But I'm almost seeing, like, I don't really know what this means, but I am seeing like that the ones that don't get to that place where they see and understand who you are on a spirit level, when you step into that identity more and more and more, they will almost be like it would be impossible for them to stay where they are in your life if they don't come to that realization, if they don't acknowledge that with you. And there's something very important with that. Like, there is a shift, there is a sort of cleansing, but it is also like a truth being told about the human experience, the human reality, the human nature that will be going on, that will be showing itself like almost like a movie. And if they don't like see the reality, the truth of it, it will be so uncomfortable for them that they will go and seek their own reality someplace else, somewhere else. So I think you're just about to get into like a great shift, a big shift that will get you more and more into the frequencies that are true to you. Let's get your tarot cards. Nice. It's that one too. How many do I have? 5. Okay, that's enough. I don't think I can fit anymore. Let me just try to take them in the order they came out. I'm not sure right now, but I think it was something like this. Let me move them a little bit. Yeah. And the last one is there. Okay, so on the bottom of the deck we have the star. Yeah, it's almost like you were dropped directly from the heavens, directly from the skies, and just like poof down on earth like a grown up. Like, I think you've been a grown up all of your life. I think you've always been very mature. Look at how like the Queen of Pentacles and the star is like coming up very strongly together. I think you've always been like, even as a child, what I mean, like, you, oh, okay, so much is coming through. Sorry, I'm stumbling on the words. But I think as a child, people actually saw the angelic frequencies you were carrying. Some were scared, some were uncomfortable, and others actually called you an angel in human form. I think you were of great comfort for other people when you were a child, even for grown-ups. I think grown-ups needed your presence around them because they were something so soothing. It was almost like you took on a role that they needed to have in their life, and because no one else took on that role, you did that. And I think that on a human level that might have hurt you, but on a spirit level, you know that you are competent enough for that. Like, even as a child, I don't think you saw yourself as a child. Even like as a child, I can see that you knew you had a bigger purpose, a greater purpose when it comes to the humans that are surrounding you. And that is also why I think that you will experience a big shift when it comes to the humans that are around you. Because I think that for the ones that you are supposed to support, be around, have in your life, it is like destined for you to step even more into your angelic frequencies for their sake, for the type of contracts that you have with them on a soul level. And that is why the other ones will just leave, because you're not supposed to cater to them. But I actually, like with the star card, like pouring out her water, I see you being here to cater. I see you being here of service. I see you being here to love, to like, yeah, like what are angels for, right? People call on them and then they show up. And I think that you have that soul memory of showing up, coming, being of service, giving of yourself, like ever pouring out. And for the ones of you that have actually been like unbalanced or out of alignment with the angelic frequencies of yours when it comes to giving, that maybe you've given too much, no boundaries, people overstepping your boundaries, the reason why people start to fall out is for you to start in a balanced way, come close to having a much better relationship with your angelic frequencies, so that you can step into that role in a more natural and dynamic way than you have this far. Like, this is your destiny. This is what you're supposed to do here. This is what you promised others to do, what you promised yourself to be and to do. And you are stepping into a new phase of that, where it will get much more easy, much more natural, and you will be so safe when you do that. You won't feel as exploited or taken advantage of. Because the thing is that the soul contracts that you have with the others, they are actually supposed to allow you your own space to use your angelic frequencies for you. So the ones who don't allow that, who like smother you or take up all of the space, that there is almost no space left for you, they will fall out. You're not supposed to have those types of contacts, those type of like illusional contracts. They were never contracts for you. The true contracts that you're supposed to have is actually the ones that will step a little bit back to allow yourself to have the space that you need with your own angelic frequencies. Because I see that the vibrational field these frequencies require is actually quite big. So you might actually find yourself also, when you are surrounded by people, that you step a bit back, a bit away from them, because your field is so big that it might get like disturbed if too many stand in that field of yours. Okay, let's get into your tarot cards. You have the 10 of Cups. Do you see like how this is your destiny, how this is what you're supposed to be? The only thing is, what might be missing for you is to experience on a personal level your angelic frequencies, on a good level, on a comfortable level, with relaxation, on an easy level, that it doesn't have to be like you being invaded by other people because they see something in you that they need that is so rare, and they're like just feeding themselves out of it. Oh my God, I'm so sorry if that has been your experience. What the fork? Like, some people can be so unaware of what they're doing, but that is just ignorance. Like, they don't see how that is affecting you to actually like step away from your angelic frequencies, because you might interpret it as that hurting you. You having angelic frequencies is hurting you, but you're actually here to fulfill your angelic frequencies and to let them grow, let them expand more and more for you. That is what you're supposed to do, with the 10 of Cups being the first card to come out. Like, you're really supposed to have it like tenfolds, maximize. However, also like with the cat, do you see how they are like interacting with each other? But the cat is like, I'm here all alone, I'm happy, thank you very much. You're supposed to experience that for yourself. You are supposed to experience your angelic frequencies for yourself too. Okay, the next card you have is the Nine of Wands. Some of you might be like activists, using your angelic frequencies as activists of some sort. You also have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you're not supposed to have this troublesome experience of your angelic frequencies. That is like an illusion. That is a misunderstanding. Like, people have misunderstood your angelic frequencies, and the way they have responded to them, it has been difficult on you, it has been heavy on you, and that was not the way it was supposed to be. That is not like your life's purpose. No, just know that, look at what is surrounding these energies of like constant back and forth, and like, oh, like not even wanting to look at the future because of how difficult that is. Like, they are surrounded by very stable, harmonious, and forever type of energies that will make this a lot more easy. These energies a lot more easy. And that is what you're supposed to experience, and what you will experience. Like, that is where you're going with the ship showing up. And the last tarot card you have is the Ten of Wands. You know, on a spiritual level also, this might have been very difficult for you to decipher your own energies and your own frequencies and understand what that means. With the Ten of Wands ending a reading, it is really showing and reaffirming that the end of you being misunderstood and the end of you misunderstanding yourself, that is coming. That is so near. That is where you're going. After that, you will start to experience more harmony with your relationships, because you will be fulfilling the soul contracts that you have. And in those soul contracts, it is written that you're supposed to have space for yourself. Yeah. That was a very interesting message coming through from Yeshua, because I guess that is what he experienced as a human being, that he needed his own space, but still he needed to be of service to others. And he really completed his mission, his purpose. And with this very special full moon coming up for you in this card, it really shows me that you will complete and you will fulfill the mission that you're here to do. Thank you so much for being here, both on my channel, but also just in the same reality as me. I'm so thankful for that. And I hope you enjoyed this reading. And I also hope to see you in my next video. Have a great day. Bye.